On this episode, we share ways you can save time in line at Walt Disney World. Today is January 24th, 2023. This is episode 533 of the Main Street Magic Podcast.
Jeremy and Rhonda are more than a little fond of Disney World, so they made this podcast to share it all with you. Reports and resorts, top 10 lists of all sorts. Main Street Magic's bringing it home for you.
Hello and welcome to another episode of Main Street Magic. I am your host, Jeremy Stein, and as always, I am joined by my sinus-infected wife, Rhonda.
Hey, guys.
Make sure you check us out on the web at mainstmagic.com, as well as follow on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram at mainstmagic. If you've not done so already, head out to Facebook and search for the Main Street Magic community and ask to join. Then if you hit subscribe, you're going to get brand new episodes every Tuesday and Friday. Then if you're getting ready to plan that next Disney or Universal vacation, you're looking to go on a cruise or pretty much travel anywhere else in the world, head to mainstmagictravel.com and fill out a form for a free quote. Our travel services are completely free to you. So in today's episode, we are going to talk about ways that you can save time in line at Walt Disney World. And I have an article from a newspaper, a printed newspaper. Did you know they still make these, Rhonda?
Yeah, I do.
This is actually dated.
Your dad still gets it, right?
My dad still gets the newspaper, and he is nice enough to clip out articles and such for me. A lot of times they will clip out comics and send them my way. There's a comic, I can't remember what it's called, but the main character's name is Jeremy, and they send that to me a lot, and they will mail them. Did you also know that mail still exists, that you can mail things to people?
Snail mail?
It's through the United States Postal Service.
Okay.
And currently, if you would like something to reach somebody, I would recommend somewhere between 7 to 14 days.
No, it doesn't take that long.
My parents, who send cards for everything, which I love, they now do it. I think my dad said they're close to 10 days in advance now. They used to do about 7. Now, they're always ahead of the game. But I think now they do it close to 10 days in advance because I'm more of it only has to go to South Carolina. I have to send something to my parents, like a birthday card. 48 hours should cover it, right? 48 hours does not cover it. So I have this article. I also have another article, and I don't even know what this one is about. Oh, returning Disney CEO announces plans for sweeping overhaul. Did you know about that, Rhonda? All right. So this is titled "Hate Disney Lines?" ? Super fans share tips to avoid them. This is from the Washington Post. I perused it. It's a lengthy article.
It is a piece of paper.
It takes up half of a normal newspaper. And so what we're going to do, and let me look here real quick.
I bet if it was on Twitter, you'd have read it.
No, I still don't. I don't read much.
That's awful.
I can't. I like bullet points.
That's awful for your brain.
What? So this is an article. This was written by Hannah Sampson for the Washington Post. This was in the Sun News, which is my parents' local paper. So anyway, they're talking to some folks from Connor Brown. He is owner and head tour guide of Magical Park Tours, which offers concierge tours of Orlando area theme parks. And it's a bunch of stuff from him. So here's what we're going to do. We're going to go through this article and what they're listing. I'm just going to read. We're just going to go through the actual bold titles, and then we'll give our opinion on it.
Are you going to read all of this?
I am not. I'm still not going to. I'm just glad that they have a picture of actual Disney World. A lot of times you'll see articles, especially online, and they talk about Disney World and they've got a photo of Sleeping Beauty Castle out in Disneyland, or vice versa.
That's funny.
Because, you have these, a lot of times they're not theme park writers. They're not Disney writers. They don't know any better, to be honest.
Just like they think Magic Kingdom is Disney World.
Correct. Yeah. Remember that time we're getting on the bus, we're waiting for the bus at Coronado, and the bus stopped, and the poor guy had a whole big family in tow. He's like, is this the bus to Disney World? And the guy's like, sir, you're in Disney World. Or is there a park you're trying to go to? And he wanted Magic Kingdom. Yeah. But that's why I hope that we're around, and other wonderful, podcasters and vloggers and bloggers and all that stuff is around. Before we dive into this, do you want to talk a little bit about where we just came from today?
Oh, the House of Mouse Expo. Yeah. It was amazing. Yeah. So much fun, so much just amazingness there. Like
It is.
everything. Down to all the vendors. The people were super nice. The celebrities, holy moly, that was incredible. And it was super neat being a part of it and working, because it was neat to see them, like, I guess, down to earth and not as, like, I don't know, like, I felt like I wasn't like, I guess before I felt like being around a celebrity, I was like, oh my gosh, that's so and so, and I was like, but this time, I don't know, it was super cool, and it was super just like, oh, hey, Vanessa, how are you? Which is Allison from Hocus Pocus.
Yeah.
And it was super cool. And then even Amanda, who was little Jenny, right?
Young Winnie.
No.
Oh, Emily.
Emily.
Yes. Emily Binks.
Sorry. I walked her and just super cool. Super
It was
cool.
neat to be on the other side, because last year we were kind of guests, and this year we were lucky enough to be part of the staff and help out and volunteer and take care of things and all. And yeah, I think last year it was one of those where you're a little bit starstruck, because you're seeing these people that are from movies that you love, like
100%.
Yeah, like Larry and Tobias and Jason and Doug, all from Hocus Pocus fame, and Boo Boo Stewart, who the girls freaked out over, from The Descendants, who plays Jay. And so this year was the biggest Hocus Pocus reunion ever. So they added Omri Katz, they added Vanessa, they added the bus driver, Don. They added the cop, the guy who plays the fake cop, Michael McGrady.
Let me just say that the cop and Vanessa, which was Allison, pretty sure they haven't aged a bit.
In 30 years.
Yeah.
They look the exact same from the movie. Same. It's amazing.
Amazing.
And so, yeah, so it was neat to just be on that side and just see how, and I was saying this to Rhonda earlier on the way home. I was like, they're celebrities, they come to these expos, they do these cons and stuff all year long. And I think Larry and Tobias were saying last year they did about 8 or 9. So they're about once a month almost. And they're doing these all over the country and stuff. And, obviously it's their job to be personable and be nice to their fans, but they're all genuinely incredible, down to earth, humble, nice people who, as some folks that are volunteering and doing some staff stuff and trying to help out, they could easily just be like, hey, nice to meet you. Cool. Yeah. Thank you for the water or showing me where I go. All right. I'll see you later. I'll let you know if I need anything. And they're the coolest people. Yes. I was geeking out over Lee Ehrenberg.
That was super cool.
Most people know him from Pirates of the Caribbean movies.
And if any Once Upon a Time people are out there like myself, he was grumpy.
Yes.
And I really, when I kind of put that all together, not that I didn't realize, but then I just really it just kind of hit me in the face. I was like, okay, this is kind of cool.
Well, and then if you go way back, if you're a big Seinfeld fan, he was in Seinfeld in some guest parts. If the parking space, I believe, is the title of the episode that he is most famous for. But I was geeking out because I remember him specifically from an episode of my favorite TV show of all time, Scrubs. And it was, I believe it's called My American Girl. And it's, was it season 1, season 2, where Elliot has his full makeover and, wants to get what she wants and all. And he plays Dr. Moyer, the head of radiology, and famously screams, my machines, my machines. Yeah. And they kind of poke the bear and they're like, whose machines are they? And he goes, my machines. And I just went up to him and I'm like, oh my gosh, this is awesome. And so I said, you might not hear this one a lot. It's like, I know everybody talks to you about Pirates, but I'm a huge fan of Scrubs. And he goes, that is awesome. And then he looks at me and he goes, my machines. I was like, yeah. And again, I mean, we spent time talking to him and I talked to him about sports this morning for 15, 20 minutes. Just everybody there. Jason Marsden is one of the nicest human beings on the planet who voices Binks, Max Goofy, several other characters and all. We had the voices of Thumper and Bambi there. Who are the most adorable.
So cute.
Men, little old men ever. With their white wives in tow.
What did we say?
88. They're both 88 now.
That is incredible. And here's what's even crazier. It was Bambi who, knew Walt.
Yeah, I know.
Holy crap. That's incredible.
And it was neat because he had told when they were doing airport runs, and we heard these stories secondhand. Unfortunately, we only got to spend about 24 hours there. But yeah, they were basically saying when someone's like, man, you knew Walt, like you worked with Walt. And he's like, he was just like anybody else.
I love it.
Which I think is so awesome. So this episode comes out Tuesday. We're back home Saturday recording. I got to travel for the next several days and all over the place. So you'll have missed House of Mouse for this year, but next year, I know we have touted this before and talked about it. You do not want to miss it. Scott and Michelle from the Main Street Mouse are putting on an absolutely incredible expo. Last year was their first year. And when you walked in, you would have thought this thing was going on for a couple years.
Yeah.
This year, when you walk in, you would assume this thing's been around, I think, for at least a decade.
Mm-hmm.
It's so well done. They have wonderful panels. They do Saturday night tonight. They're doing this big town hall ball, whole hocus pocus theme.
Yeah.
I mean, this thing is seriously legit.
Yep.
And so houseofmouseexpo.com, bookmark it now. You'll hear it from us when they announce next year's dates.
Oh, yeah.
We will be a part of it again. We're
Yep.
so thankful to be able to do that. So I did want to mention that. Speaking of Scott and Michelle, we're just getting this is mousekeeping, as they call it.
Yeah. I just started to say, speaking of them,
yeah,
we
well, why
will
don't
be
you speak of
seeing
them?
them in 2 weeks for our Main Street 16 challenge. And we will be on Friday night. We will be having a live podcast.
Friday afternoon.
Okay.
1
Friday.
to 4.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Live podcast with them.
Mm-hmm.
And
Who could we possibly get to host that?
it and
Their
MC
friend
it?
and ours.
Oh.
Who's the perfect pick for this whole thing?
Equity Ben.
I am so super
excited for him. We didn't get to see him at House of Mouse. He is supposed to be there this weekend. But we did see Mark and got to speak to him a minute or two. But yeah, super, super excited for our ramping this up because we've only got a couple of weeks and
not even. I mean, yeah, time this comes out, we're at like less than 10 days.
Woo!
So
and get your tickets because they are going quick, and
yeah,
if you don't, I'd hate for it to sell out and you don't get it. So
yeah, and that's for Friday's event. As Rhonda mentioned, at Stargazer Lounge at Disney Springs. That's going to include the trivia contest, which is going to have some really cool prizes. First prize is not going to only get a trophy, which is cool. Also,
cool.
we are going to have a cool prize package from Give Kids the World. It's going to include a Give Kids the World event in the next year, and it's going to include a stay for 4 folks at one of 2 resorts, which we will announce once we solidify all of that. But you do want to go ahead and buy your tickets for that.
Yes. Currently,
we have them discounted, $50 for general admission. We do still have very, very few VIP tickets left at $70. If you go to mainstreet16.com, you can learn more about what's included, including the 2-hour buffet of delicious hors d'oeuvres from Planet Hollywood. And then the VIP also includes a morning tour that Friday of Give Kids the World Village, which is going to be cool. And we're putting together a cool little prize pack for you. That will also include a ticket for 1 alcoholic beverage along with your food. And you get to ask a question if you choose to our live podcast panel. You can even direct that question to Ben. I'm going to get up. I'm going to walk around and get in line, and then I'm going to ask Ben a question because he is fascinating.
He is. And guys, these tickets will not be sold at the door.
Yeah.
So please, please, please buy them in advance because I'd hate for you to think you're going to get there and then buy them, especially if you're part of the teams or anything else. Please do that.
And those ticket sales, we will give you a final date, but they're most likely going to shut off this weekend because we do have to give a head count to Planet Hollywood about a week in advance. So as Rhonda said, please go ahead, get your tickets. It is going to be a lot of fun. And again, as much fun as that is, all of this is supporting Give Kids the World.
Oh, 100%.
If you can't come to Friday's event, if you can't participate in the challenge, there is an opportunity. You can check our social media to purchase a limited edition Be Nice to Cast Members shirt with our logo on the back. All of that for $25 shipped to you if you are in the domestic United States here. All of that is going to go to benefit this event. And then if you can't do any of that as well, if all you got is $5, that's cool. You can go ahead and donate directly to Give Kids the World. You can share it to social. Friends, family,
please.
But what about saving time in lines, Rhonda?
Oh yeah, that's what we're talking about.
one of the things that is not in this article because I don't believe this writer is aware of the genius that is one Mr. Lynn Testa, who, by the way, thank you Touring Plans for being one of our sponsors for Main Street 16 weekend.
Thank you.
I'm gonna go with this one first because it's not in the article. touring plans. Go to touringsplans.com, $17.95 for a year. It is going to give you access to their Lines app, and this is going to help you plan your entire day.
Mm-hmm.
They now even include wait times and recommendations for Lightning Lane Genie Plus.
Okay.
So we're going to be utilizing this for sure during our 16 ride challenge, during the Main Street 16 weekend. It's an absolute no-brainer. And the thing is, for $17.95, we used to use it in the beginning a lot, right?
Mm-hmm.
You can plug in. You can say, here's the rides I like. Here's how much time I kind of want to spend. Here's my pace that I want to walk at.
Right.
And they build a touring plan for each individual park for you. And it says, go to this ride first. After this one, go to that one. And it will build out your day, basically what the free version of Genie wants to do.
Right.
But there's a motive for Disney's free Genie. That is to put people where they want people.
Oh, yeah.
And to make them upgrade to Genie Plus, which we're going to talk about. Touring Plans does not have that motive.
Right.
They just want to give you the most accurate wait times, which is all user generated. So this is the other cool thing with Touring Plans.
I do love that because
talk about the wait times and all.
Well, it's funny because we've passed a ride and I've literally been like 45 minutes. I'm like, I kind of want to ride that, but then there'll be times where I'm like, Jeremy, what does Touring Plan say?
Mm-hmm.
Because all he has to do is look up and go, actually, it says it's a 28-minute ride.
Yeah.
Or 28-minute wait. And then I'm like, I can do that.
Right.
Let's go do that.
Or it may say, all right, it's posted at 45. It may say the actual wait time is 40, and it'll say, don't ride now.
Right.
Ride at 3 p.m. because statistically and historically, 3 to 4 p.m. is just, say, the lowest wait time for that ride. So we really cannot recommend Touring Plans enough. Not only do they have the Lines app, follow them on social at Touring Plans. They are live in the parks all the time. If you want to know, I just saw they posted day one, we tried every booth at Festival of the Arts.
Oh, wow.
And there you are. You get to watch it. They also include Disneyland, Universal Parks, the cruise lines with Disney. So can't recommend them enough. Are you ready for the article that was printed in 1947?
Nuh-uh.
All right. So first, we're going to go to Arrive Early, otherwise known as Rope Drop. What do you think about rope dropping, Rhonda? And we can also throw in the 30-minute kind of magic half hour that resort guests get on certain days at certain parks. What do you think about rope dropping to save time?
Oh, 100%.
Especially when it comes to, let's talk, a Seven Dwarfs Mine Train, a Flight of Passage.
Yeah. It is harder for me because I do like to sleep in the mornings. So I'm not somebody to want to rope drop, but yes, if you are trying to absolutely 100% maximize your day and get some of those rides that are harder to get, 100% rope drop.
Yeah. Another thing that you can look at doing is early dining reservations in the parks.
Mm-hmm.
You can look at sometimes getting a dining reservation right before, kind of a little bit before park open, and finish up your meal, and you're in the park. We did this back, Be Our Guest was doing their breakfast, their quick service breakfast. And I remember we went and we rode
super cool.
Seven Dwarfs Mine Train, Space Mountain, and I feel like one other before technically official park open.
Correct.
But yeah, as Rhonda's saying, rope drop, this is a great way. When we get into talking about individual lightning lanes and Genie Plus, this is a good way to save money, especially on individual lightning lanes.
Yep.
This is a rope drop and head straight to Rise of Resistance, a Flight of Passage, a Seven Dwarfs Mine Train, what else we got? Remy. Frozen Ever After is a really good one if you want to make sure you can cover that and not spend the money on Genie Plus. In addition, maybe you're not the early bird, but you are a night owl. Stay till park close.
Yeah.
How does that work out with park close and getting in line? Let's just say we have a 9 p.m. park close.
Mm-hmm. Get in line at 8:55.
You can.
It's not recommended because it's one of those things where, come on, let's think about you walking into a bar or not even a bar, a restaurant at 8:55 and they're closing
last
at 9.
night with 16 of us at, what was that?
They weren't closing until 10.
Oh, they weren't? What time
No.
we get there?
Like
9?
8.
Okay.
45.
Colby's?
I think so.
I think so. This place was really good. It was near the hotel. I've never heard of it. It was like,
well,
you know what I'm going to call it? I'm going to call it Zaxby's Elevated.
Well, because it's in Orlando and Scott and Michelle live around there, and so does Ronnie and Mel. basically it was funny because they were like, it's just more expensive, like Chick-fil-A, but I thought it was neat because it had a lot of different options than Chick-fil-A. Like it did have cheese curds. So it actually reminded me more of a Culver's. And
but
that's
chicken based.
Right. Complete chicken based.
Okay.
But that's what I thought they were saying. I was like, Culver's is good.
Yeah.
But they were saying, I think it was Colby's.
I think it was Colby's. Colbie, I believe.
An apostrophe S.
Yeah.
Yeah. But they had...
Talk about the sweet potato fries.
They had sweet potato fries and they had mallow cream. I was like, what the heck is mallow cream? So it was funny because you can order like on these touchscreen, which is really cool. These touchscreen like giant TV thingies. And then ours like shut down. And then we had to go to the front. So I was like, all right, what is mallow cream? And she's like, it's like marshmallow fluff. And I was like, yes, please.
Yeah.
And this was fantastic. And I don't know if you noticed, on the sweet potato fries was like this cinnamon, cinnamony stuff, sugary, super, super good.
It was dessert.
It was.
The cheese curds were good.
Cheese curds were.
Our wraps were really good.
So we each got a wrap. They have, sandwiches, wraps, soup, salads.
Yeah.
But again, all chicken. So
and this, I will say, and
ice cream.
I mean, one of the reasons we like Chick-fil-A, we love their food, anything else aside, we do enjoy their food, and their service is second to none.
Yeah.
I liken it up there with the Disney service, a public service. This place blew me away because we walked in, there's nobody in there. We walk in about 16 deep. They were so accommodating. The manager comes out. They walked around several times checking on us. They were dropping off coupons like, hey, come back tomorrow. We're doing this.
And it was super cool because when we did walk in, Ronnie was super respectful and was like, hey, just so y'all know, we have about 16 people. And they were like, bring it on. Yep. Yeah. And so that was really cool because we were trying to eat at the hotel bar, like food, whatever, the restaurant. And unfortunately, they lost somebody.
Yeah, they were down a server.
And then they were like, we can accommodate you, but we're just telling you everything up front.
Which was really great.
Very awesome. Then we go over to Miller's Ale House, and Corey said it was going to be an hour and a half wait.
Yeah.
Now, at this point, it would have been 10 something.
Oh, yeah. Easy.
We had a very big day today. So, and there's a party tonight. So we were like, okay, what about, and then we're like, everybody's just hungry.
Yeah.
So it was super cool because that's when we went over to Colby's, and it was awesome. And like Jeremy said, they were so respectful and they were
super
awesome, accommodating. Like, they were like, we'll go back here anytime now.
Well, and the whole where we just went off on this complete tangent, as Rhonda is saying, is that, again, you do want to be respectful of the cast members, their time. They're looking at closing the park down. But you can get in line, with a couple minutes to spare. No, they will shut that line off at 9.
Yes.
But if you're already in the line, previous to 9, it is going to be a shorter wait. This is another tactic for Flight of Passage.
Yes.
Now, I would not recommend this as much for a Rise of Resistance if it's your only day, because of the tendency for Rise of Resistance to break down.
Yeah.
You want to rope drop, or you want to secure an individual lightning lane for Rise of the Resistance if it is a must do.
Right.
Do not leave it to chance at the end of the night if that's your one Hollywood Studios day, because you could be disappointed when you wait in line and it breaks down.
Absolutely.
So let's put that out there. Another one, avoid peak seasons.
Yeah.
This is probably pretty obvious. Avoid Christmas, Thanksgiving, holiday weekends.
Mm-hmm.
July 4th, of course, is a major one. And I totally understand a lot of times these are the only times that families can go due to school being out,
correct,
due to work, being off during the holiday seasons, things like that. But if you can work around that, stay away from those peak seasons.
Right.
It still baffles me. Somebody will be there the week between Christmas and New Year's, and they're just like, I can't believe how busy it is. Like, you can't believe how busy it is.
Yeah.
You have to understand that is a time. Again, if you're going to go during that time, utilize all these other ideas, right?
Right.
Utilize this list.
Absolutely.
Go early.
100%.
Stay late. Something else that you can do is, I love the way that they just state, ditch the group.
What?
Single rider line.
Oh.
This is an opportunity to, if I know you are not keen on single rider line, but this is an opportunity where you say, all right, you know what? We're going to Everest. It is posted at a 75-minute wait. we did not purchase Genie Plus, or maybe we did and we just, we can't book it right now because we have something else booked, whatever it may be. This is a time to say, let's split up the party. A lot of times you're going to be in the same train or ride vehicle in a sense. You're just not going to be sitting next to the people in your party.
Right.
So you can utilize that
Everest
and you can
isn't
break it up.
Bad. I think
No.
I would try that as a single rider.
When you have the separate seats and things, I mean, same with Rock and Roller Coaster, I feel like, but these are the time. The same thing goes over for Universal. There's a lot of single rider lines over there that I really think you can take advantage of.
Right.
Also, you can utilize rider swap. Now, that's not going to potentially save you time on the front end as the first person has to stand in the standby. But if you have a young child that can't ride...
I just heard to say rider swap for who? What if I want to rider swap with you?
Well, no, we can't do that. But when you have the child that can't ride some of these rides, like an Everest or a Rock and Roller Coaster, me as the dad can go through and say, I'd like to rider swap. I'm going to wait in the standby line. But then afterwards, you're basically getting to go back through and ride it yourself with pretty much a lightning lane, because you're going to go through that section and you're going to go through that lane. So that is another thing to do that kind of goes into ditching the group in single rider.
Mm-hmm.
Another great one, skip the parades and the fireworks.
Oh, yeah, that's true.
If they're not on your must do, or if you've already done them, right? Don't you think?
Yeah. We have totally done that before. And depending on the ride you get on, it's super cool because you can still see the fireworks, and it's a really cool, makes for a really cool ride.
Yeah.
So
it does that. Yeah. Seven Dwarfs Mine Train when back then it was Happily Ever After. The one time I rode that was amazing. I was going up the incline and at the beginning and watching the fireworks go off overhead. What was Splash Mountain was always a great one.
Yeah.
Is that shut down by now? Yeah, it will by the time this comes out. It will be done. It's been having some issues though. They had it drained the other day. I don't know what the schedule has been over these past couple of days, but another one, stay in a Disney hotel.
Yes.
We mentioned earlier. That's going to give you the 30 minutes, right? Early. Certain days and certain parks.
And Deluxe, right? Even gets more.
Deluxe will have the nighttime extra magic hours. So that's a really good one to be able to take advantage of if you stay in a Deluxe resort. Something else that you can do, and we're going to talk, it's going to give you an advantage as well when we talk about Genie Plus, which I'm basically kind of saving towards the end.
Okay.
VIP tours.
Yeah.
So 10 people, you get a guide. These are going to run anywhere from $450 to $900 per hour. You're looking at quite a chunk of change.
A lot of money. You got to be rich for that.
Well, or you get, just say you had, maybe you're not just a family of 4, but you're a group of 5 couples.
Yeah.
And the 5 couples all split this price. You're then talking roughly $100 an hour, about 8 hours, $800 for a couple for VIP treatment from park to park, front of line access. It starts to make sense, right? I'll add to this, not in the article. Purchase special event tickets.
Okay.
Mickey's Not So Scary.
Oh, yeah.
Mickey's Very Merry.
Yeah.
The after hours that are coming back. If you are a DVC member, they have the Moonlight Magic that is available, included with your DVC membership. So there are these additional parties that you can do that will help you save time in lines.
Yep.
What are your thoughts on, all right, you're going, let's just say you're doing Mickey's Not So Scary. How do you like to do your park day then? You don't really want to go to Magic Kingdom that day, right? Are you going to go to another park and pretend you're average traveler, not annual pass holder who gets to go quite a bit?
I would not spend my day at Magic Kingdom because you're going to be there till, hopefully, depending on the situation in your family, but you're hoping to be there till 12, 12:30, 1 o'clock, depending on the situation. And with all that being said, I would take and just do your ticket and get in as early as you can. And I believe that is 4 p.m. you're allowed.
Yep.
So then you have 4 to 12 to be at Magic Kingdom.
It's a full day.
It is.
Yeah. I agree. If that's a time to kind of almost save money by not purchasing an extra park. Just pretend that the party is your park ticket that day.
Right.
And that's the day you spend at the resort. You go to Disney Springs, you relax, you have a nice lunch, whatever. If you have some sort of, full however many day park ticket, then look at doing one of the other parks.
Right.
And then go ahead and honestly, I would recommend probably at that point something like Animal Kingdom on a party day, because you can knock out Animal Kingdom quicker than most of the other parks compared to Hollywood or Epcot.
I don't feel like you'd have to go rope dropping.
Right.
Unless you wanted to ride Flight of Passage. But again, still, that's going to be a long day. And just keep in mind that it is going to be a long day.
Yeah.
And depending on who you have in the family, it might be a situation where that's a pool day where you just kind of hang by the resort and stuff like that.
Agreed. All right. We've got a couple more, but we've been talking all about attractions. We've been talking all about queues for rides. So let's dive in a little bit to Genie Plus and individual lightning lanes. We've done many episodes on this. You can find a lot of wonderful information out on the internet. I highly recommend checking out wdwprepschool.com. They have some incredible guides for Genie Plus. We're going to actually take a little info from them. Would you like me to go over the Genie Plus timeline, or would you, Rhonda?
No, because I don't even understand it.
Nobody does.
I can read it, but then
Nobody understands it, Rhonda. Here's the Genie Plus timeline. At 12 a.m. and after, all guests with valid theme park admission and a park reservation for that day can purchase Genie Plus.
Oh, so it doesn't have to be 7 a.m.
Not to purchase Genie Plus. That is just a purchase. You've spent your money.
Okay.
You're starting at $15 per person. We know that this is peaked now at $25 during Christmas.
Right.
Some of the more holidays. At 7 a.m., all guests with a valid park pass reservation to Epcot can join the virtual queue for Guardians of the Galaxy Cosmic Rewind.
Right.
Also at 7 a.m., all guests can make a Genie Plus Lightning Lane selection, assuming you've already purchased it. You do not have to be inside the park.
Okay.
All guests means on property, off property. Also at 7 a.m., on-site Disney guests only can book individual Lightning Lane selections. They do not have to be inside the park.
Okay, so let's just say at 12:05, we buy in our house Genie Plus.
Correct.
At 7 a.m., we can make Genie Plus Lightning Lane selections.
That is correct. Now, let's make it more confusing. Okay. So we've made our Lightning Lane selection that is included. Yeah, that's included with the Genie Plus purchase.
Mm-hmm.
But off-site guests cannot book individual Lightning Lane selections until the park opening, that individual park opening. So we wake up at 12:05 in the morning. I buy Genie Plus from the comfort of our bed.
Uh-huh.
We're not staying on site, right? At 7 a.m., we're going to Animal Kingdom that day, let's just say. 7 a.m., I can book Lightning Lane as they regard to Genie Plus. So I book, just say, Kilimanjaro Safaris.
Okay.
For whatever time is available.
Mm-hmm.
We are heading down. Let's just say park opens at 8 a.m.
Mm-hmm.
At 8 a.m., I could purchase an individual Lightning Lane for Flight of Passage.
Okay.
Now, if I was on site, we were checking into a Disney hotel that day. 7 a.m., I'm going to purchase.
Okay.
I'm going to go ahead or book my Lightning Lane for Genie Plus. Then I'm going to purchase an individual. Does it though? All right. 30 minutes prior.
Makes sense.
30 minutes prior to official park opening every day, which includes early theme park entry for on-site guests, you cannot use Genie Plus or book individual Lightning Lane attractions. But as we mentioned earlier, that extra 30 minutes can be beneficial. Finally, 2 hours after official park closing on select dates is when you have the extended evening theme park hours for Deluxe and Deluxe Villas guests. You cannot use Genie Plus or book individual Lightning Lanes for those times either.
Well, and hopefully you don't need it. Hopefully
Correct.
You're literally there, and because there's not a ton of people, maybe they've gone home and gone to bed, and you are still able to go and not have to use it.
And with those deluxe guests, with those after hours, if you're at Epcot that day and they have those hours, you are able to book an additional virtual queue at 6 p.m. for Cosmic Rewind, regardless of if you already got a virtual queue at either the 7 a.m. drop or the 1 p.m. drop.
Oh, wow. Okay, that's cool.
Whoever's still listening, because your head hasn't exploded, kudos to you. All right, let me run through this again real quick, because all Walt Disney World resort guests Both those that are staying on and off property can begin making those Genie Plus Lightning Lane selections at exactly 7 a.m. You do not need to be in the park. All right. After you've made your first selection, here are the rules to determine when you'll be able to book another Genie Plus Lightning Lane.
Lord.
All right. If the most recently booked attraction return time is more than 2 hours away, you can make your next Genie Plus Lightning Lane reservation at the 2-hour mark. Note that the 2-hour clock starts when the park opens, not at 7 a.m. when the initial Genie Plus bookings start. Or if your most recently booked Genie Plus ride time is less than 2 hours away, as soon as you tap into the tap styles at the attraction, you can book your next one. Let's have another important note, Rhonda. Some of the more popular attractions have 2 tap styles and some will have 1. If there are 2, you must tap into both.
Okay.
Frozen Ever After, for example, has the double tap styles.
Yep.
Or, we have one more or.
Oh my goodness.
If your most recently booked Genie Plus Lightning Lane pass has expired, meaning you missed your return window, you can make a new Genie Plus selection.
Oh, okay. That's kind of cool.
Let's go through just a little bit more Genie Plus. Otherwise, go listen to a whole episode. Go to WDW Prep School. Magic Kingdom booking order recommended for Genie Plus and individual Lightning Lane. It is recommended that you first purchase individual Lightning Lane for Seven Dwarfs Mine Train. Following that, your best would be to immediately try and book that Genie Plus return time for either Jungle Cruise or Peter Pan's Flight, which are going to be 2 of the most popular.
Yeah,
If we head to Epcot, first, purchase either the individual Lightning Lane for Guardians of the Galaxy or try to snag the virtual queue.
Mm-hmm.
Second, book a Genie Plus Lightning Lane for Remy's Ratatouille Adventure. If it is no longer available on individual Lightning Lane, your next best bet is to go ahead and book a Genie Plus for Test Track. Hollywood Studios, book your Genie Plus Lightning Lane first for Slinky Dog Dash.
Okay.
Then look at purchasing an individual Lightning Lane for Rise of Resistance. And finally, Animal Kingdom, purchase that individual Lightning Lane for Flight of Passage. Then look at booking that Genie Plus for Kilimanjaro or Navi River Journey.
All right. We do need to have Claire, our really good friend across the street on. She was super cute. She went to Disney recently with the whole new Genie Plus thing and took her entire family. And boy, does she have some tips and tricks and everything. And I'm going to go ahead and tell one of hers is she actually made alarms. Again, we will have her on because it is an amazing, awesome story and great tips and tricks for y'all. But she made alarms to every 2 hours when, like, okay, look, I can make another one, because she learned the first day that she kept like forgetting, or she'd go, oh, it's been
your day's
3
moving.
hours.
Yeah, your day's moving.
Yeah.
Yep.
So I thought that was a really great tip. Now, I mean, she does have her phone blaring at her every few hours, but hey, that's okay. And then listen, she had a great day the second day. So,
and that's what I love to hear. We live in a world now where going to Disney World and Disneyland, for that matter, means that your face is in your phone. Yeah. We don't have to like it, but that's the reality of it now.
Right.
So make the most of it. And she really did.
She did.
She didn't come back going, I hate that I had to stare at my phone all day. She came back going, you know what? I utilized my phone because I had to, and we had a wonderful trip and accomplished what we wanted, which I thought was super duper cool.
Yes.
There are 2 more ways to save time in line that do not revolve around attractions. One of them is mobile order your meals.
Oh, yeah.
How do you like mobile order?
It's super funny. I don't mind it. I like it. The only part is if you do have for some reason, cash, you obviously have to order. I think it was hysterical when we were traveling to the mountains. Like the Chick-fil-A line was so long that the guy was standing there and he goes, I just mobile ordered, and walked out of the line.
Yeah.
And I mean, that's exactly what we see at Disney.
Yeah.
The lines are super long. And if it does say mobile order and you can do it, and if you, have a credit card attached to it, you can use
gift cards. So here's my recommendation when Ron is talking about having cash. If you have, so your credit card's going to be linked into My Disney Experience. That's the first one you can select. That is absolutely super easy to do.
Mm-hmm.
If you are somebody that has purchased gift cards ahead of time, you're saving up for your trip. Every week you go buy $25 here, 25
Right.
whatever there, or you have cash because that's the way that you budget, I would recommend taking that cash and going day one and buying gift cards.
Right.
We always recommend you register them at DisneyGiftCards.com and have a spare on you or ability to quickly purchase one.
Right.
If you lose that card,
Yes.
you can transfer it to another one in your possession.
Mm-hmm.
If you do not register it, you're out of luck.
Mm-hmm.
Just so you know. First thing we ever do when buying a gift card is take a seat and register it
Yes.
online.
100%.
Take the cash, buy that gift card. You cannot load a gift card in My Disney Experience. You will have to enter it every time you go to mobile order.
Correct.
So
That's
type
what I
up
knew it
that
was
gift
something.
card number in your notes app on your phone and copy and paste it.
Yes.
That is my best recommendation
Yep.
as far as that goes.
Yep.
Mobile order is wonderful. It works very, very well. And I love that you can say, you know what? We think we might be hungry. We want to eat at ABC Commissary in 3 hours. I'm going
That
to
is
pick a
cool.
return time 3
Yeah.
hours from now. We're going to place our order. You show up, you say I'm here, and your food's coming out in a moment's notice. So
and especially with those, sippers that are around
Yes.
and things like
popcorn
that.
buckets now are mobile order. Figment currently is with farts.
Yep.
Last way to save time in line, Rhonda's favorite, who is a merchandise hound.
Oh, mobile checkout of that.
I'll let you
too.
take this one, Rhonda.
It's super cool. You go into, let's use creations, and you just go kind of shopping around. You pick up this, pick up that. And instead of trying to find a line, I like to find a place that it's kind of quiet and whatever and out of the way of people. And you just open your app and your Disney, and it's perfect. You just go find actually, hang on, let me pull it up because I have had a couple of people. So the Disney World app, you pull it up, the little plus button, you go, and then it shows where you can order your food, you can buy tickets and passes, but it says shop in store. So you hit that and it'll actually kind of come up, usually using your location, like, oh, it's like creation. So you click on creations and then it will let you start scanning your items. You scan them all in. If you're a pass holder, it already has all that in there.
Love that.
Love it so much. And I mean, with me, I just scan it all. It's in there. Apple Pays. I double click my side button. Boom, it's done. I then have this QR code that I go, and then there are the mobile checkout places that you have clear bags. You can, if you have breakables, you can wrap them up. And there's a cast member there checking and making sure. If you have something you want to wear immediately, you can you're buying a Loungefly, you can take out all the trash and give it to them. They can cut off the tags for you, just like when you're standing in the line to buy it. It's super cool.
Yeah.
I love that they did this.
I do too. And we'll go back, look at our list. I understand maybe not everyone's going to rope drop.
Correct.
Maybe not everyone's going to wait till park close. Not
Right.
everyone's going to buy Genie Plus or individual lightning lanes. I understand that or touring plans for that matter. A lot of this is focused on saving time in line for attractions, but I don't see any reason whatsoever. And I don't want everyone to use it because then it defeats the purpose in a sense, but you should be using mobile order for meals and you should be using mobile checkout when you're shopping. I think everyone should.
Yeah.
Really.
but you've
Now, again,
got
if everyone
those
does,
people
then
right.
it doesn't
And then
help because then everyone does.
But you've got those
that's
people that maybe they don't know how. Maybe they,
Understandable.
so.
And that's when, you can talk to a cast member and they'll direct you through it. And yes, for example, my parents are never going to use a mobile checkout or mobile order process. They just
Correct.
aren't. They go to Chick-fil-A weekly. They're not going to mobile order it.
Right.
Understandable. But I do think that, a lot of them, the average park goers, I think these are just incredible tools. And all of these combined together will save you a ton of time. We all know time is money.
Yeah.
This will allow you to do more. You're going to enjoy your time more. A lot of times. I'm very, very interested to see what time we can save during our 16 ride challenge.
It's funny. If everybody'd like to laugh at me.
I would love to laugh at you, sweetheart.
When I
It's one of my
first
favorites.
heard this, I was like, save time in line. What do you mean? Like play heads up on our phones? Like just, I thought
Well,
meant,
you know,
like,
you could also look at it. You know, you can also make the best of your time in line.
Yeah, that would be, I guess, doing stuff like that. But it was just funny because I'm like, this is gonna be really short. You just say a few things because if you're standing in a 75-minute line,
Right.
what do you do?
Yeah. Well, I mean, we talked about Colby's for 15 minutes, so this episode was going to be pretty lengthy no matter what. I know we keep mentioning Main Street 16 Challenge Weekend. This is all to benefit Give Kids the World. Please check out mainstreet16.com. Huge shout out to additional sponsors, Vacation Grocery Delivery. This is run by and employs former and current cast members, our wonderful friends Jessica and Landon, two of the best human beings you will ever meet, run this incredible company, and they're not going to mark you up on your prices for your grocery shopping. They're going to give you the set price that it is inside of the store. They're going to give you one set delivery fee. They can deliver alcohol to your resort without you being present. They are expanding outside of Disney-owned resorts where they can go to a lot of other properties. You can check out their website at vacationgrocerydeliveryfl.com. I will say this, they're so super amazing and accommodating. If your date is booked, and I recommend you book ahead of time, your delivery date and time and all, reach out to them on their Facebook page. They usually can accommodate an additional time if it's not available. That's just how incredible and awesome they are. And then if you are planning that trip to Disney Land, Disney World, you're dining 60 days out, you just couldn't secure the one you wanted, we love and highly recommend Mouse Dining to secure those locations, those dining reservations for you, especially the very hard to get ones. They're going to alert you. You're going to set up a free alert. They're going to alert you when that reservation becomes available. So you can go ahead and get in there and book it. You can find them at msmfriends.com. They're right up top. Click that link and sign up for their free service.
Yes.
Thank you guys so much. Mainstreet16.com. Please check it out. Help in any way you can. We truly appreciate it.
Yes.
We absolutely love the folks that Give Kids the World. We cannot wait to participate. So that's going to be awesome. And yeah, go ahead and hit subscribe. Get brand new episodes every Tuesday and Friday. And as always, Rhonda and I both would be so very thankful if you would leave us a rating and review.
Because it'll help our show grow.
That's all we've got. We'll see you real soon.
Jeremy and Rhonda are more than a little fond of Disney World, so they made this podcast to share it all with you. Reports and resorts, top 10 lists of all sorts, Main Street Magic's bringing it home for you.